A long time ago, the people of Israel were in great trouble. For many years, enemies called the Midianites had been coming into their land. Whenever the Israelites planted crops and waited for harvest, the Midianites would sweep in like a giant army of locusts. It would steal the food, take the animals, and leave nothing behind. The people were afraid. They hid in caves and in the mountains. They felt weak, poor, and helpless. So the Israelites cried out to God for help, and God heard them. One day, a man named Gideon was hiding in a wine press, secretly separating grain so the Midianites would not see him and steal it. While Gideon was working, the angel of the Lord appeared to him and said,
"The Lord is with you, mighty warrior."
Gideon was surprised. He did not feel like a mighty warrior. He felt small and afraid.
If God is with us, why has all this happened? Where are all the miracles our ancestors told us about?
Then God spoke to Gideon and said,
Go in the strength you have. I am sending you to save Israel from Midian.
Gideon could hardly believe it.
How can I save Israel? My clan is the weakest, and I am the least in my family.
I will be with you, and you will defeat the Midianites as if they were only one man.
Gideon still needed courage. He asked God for signs to be sure. And God patiently gave him those signs, showing that he truly had chosen Gideon. So Gideon obeyed. He called the men of Israel together, and thousands came to join him. At first, Gideon had 32,000 men ready for battle.
You have too many men. If Israel wins like this, they may think they save themselves by their own strength.
So God told Gideon to let anyone who was afraid go home. And 22,000 men left. Only 10,000 remained.
There are still too many.
So God gave Gideon another test. He told Gideon to bring the men down to the water. There, God watched how they drank. God chose only the men who lapped the water with their hands while staying alert. In the end, only 300 men were left. 300, that was all. Gideon now faced a huge Midianite army with only 300 men. It must have seemed impossible. But God wanted Gideon to know that victory would come from him, not from human power. That night, God gave Gideon more reassurance. He told Gideon to go down near the enemy camp. So Gideon and his servant quietly crept close. There, they heard a Midianite soldier telling a friend about a strange dream.
I dreamed that a loaf of barley bread came rolling into our camp and knocked over a tent. This can only mean one thing. God has given Gideon victory over Midian.
When Gideon heard that, he worshipped God. His fear began to turn into faith.
Get up, the Lord has given the Midianite camp into our hands.
Then Gideon did something surprising. He did not give his men swords for a normal battle. Instead, he divided the 300 men into 3 groups. He gave each man a trumpet, an empty jar, and a torch hidden inside the jar. This was not an ordinary battle plan. It was a plan that would depend completely on God. In the middle of the night, Gideon and his men moved into position around the enemy camp. The Midianites were asleep, unaware of what was about to happen. Then, at Gideon's signal, everything happened at once.
A sword for the Lord and for Gideon.
Suddenly, bright flames surrounded the camp. Trumpets echoed in the darkness. Voices shouted from every side. The Midianites woke up in confusion and fear. They thought they were surrounded by a giant army. In their panic, they turned against each other. The camp fell into chaos. And then the Midianites ran. They fled in fear, and Israel chased after them. God had given Gideon and his 300 men a great victory. Not because they were many, not because they were stronger, but because God was with them. That day, Israel learned something powerful. God does not need large numbers to win a battle. He does not need the strongest army. He can use a small group, a simple plan, and willing hearts. And that is the lesson from Gideon's victory. Sometimes we feel too small for the problem in front of us. Sometimes we think we need more strength, more people, or better resources before we can do what is right. But God can do great things with what seems small. He can turn fear into courage. He can turn weakness into victory. And when God is with us, what looks impossible is never truly impossible. Gideon started as a frightened man, hiding in secret. But by trusting God, he became the leader of an amazing victory. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more incredible tales. See you next time.